Beautiful view of Slick 40 there. Cool. All looks good for launch of Starlink 1221. We're going to stand by here as we get to T-minus 30 seconds. We are go for launch. There we go. SpaceX launch director says go for launch. All right. T-minus 20 seconds now. And T-minus 10 seconds. Godspeed Falcon 9 and Starlink. There's ignition. And liftoff. Gonna wait for that sound to hit us. There you go. Beautiful launch there from Slick 40. Falcon 9 with Starlink 1221. Going to be heading through Max Q here. We just heard that they were supersonic.
Max Q.
There's Max Q. Max Q, of course, being maximum aerodynamic pressure. It's when structural and aerodynamic loads are at their highest on the vehicle during ascent. I have a feeling we're going to get a really, really pretty shot here, Alex, of these engines as they start to expand out as pressure decreases with these clear skies.
Yeah. Ooh, some stars also passing by.
Ooh, that's pretty. Max wasn't kidding. There really is a crystal clear sky out there tonight. So, of course, you heard their impact chill. That means they're getting that upper stage Merlin vacuum engine ready for ignition. They're just flowing some of those propellants through the engine lines to make sure it doesn't experience too much of a thermal shock at ignition. Coming up next is going to be main engine cutoff, or MECO. That's going to be followed quickly by stage separation and then ignition of that upper stage MVAC engine. Then we should see those grid fins deploy on that first stage as it heads back down to its drone ship. Standing by for MECO.
There's MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
There's that stage set.
MVAC ignition.
And ignition on that MVAC engine. Beautiful.
There it is.
And we should be seeing those grid fins. Oh, well, there they were for a split second. There we go. You can see those grid fins popping out now. Now, Alex, you want those grid fins? You know, they help. Oh wow! Look at that shot.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
Should be seeing those fairings separate because they just separated them. Oh. I could see those two dots from the two fairings.
Now, I'm willing to bet that this is something, because I know the moon is out tonight, at least I'm pretty sure it is, and it's pretty bright. I'm willing to bet this is what I like to call a moon jellyfish. It's the same effect as a normal jellyfish, however, the light that's illuminating that plume is actually from the moon. And you'd be surprised at how bright they are. I've seen a few as they fly by me here in North Carolina, and you would really be surprised at how bright they can get. So I'm pretty sure that's what's causing that little jellyfish effect that we see right there. But yeah. Of course, we had good fairing separation there as well. So those Starlink satellites are now exposed to space.
Yep. some of the stars also passing by in the background as we keep tracking.
This is a great tracking shot there. Wow. Really gives you a sense of how fast it moves through the sky, this shot right here with the stars. Very cool. Well, if you're just joining us, Falcon 9 successfully lifted off almost 5 minutes ago.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. David Costa.
Successful stage separation and upper stage ignition, and that first stage is now coasting back to a short fall of gravitas, which is stationed downrange of the Atlantic. Should be coming up on that entry burn here in a little bit.
Yeah, in just about a minute or so, we should have that entry burn. 3 engines will ignite to slow down Falcon 9 and also protect it as it flies through the atmosphere back to the drone ship. Still tracking that second stage. I'm pretty sure they can tell us in the back channel. I think this is Gage.
Yeah, this is a fantastic track, Gage. Wow.
Yeah, that's Gage. Okay, thank you, Kevin.
Still getting a little bit of that jellyfish effect right there. Beautiful. All right, should be seeing... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's rather complicated because now it's getting lower and lower in the atmosphere as the second stage, you can see there that speed already 13,000 kilometers per hour and going away from Florida. So it's not easy.
Of course, this is flying that southeastern trajectory out of the Cape. So if you're in the Bahamas or anywhere in South Florida, then I would go outside. You have a pretty decent shot of seeing this entry burn and that second stage flying downrange.
Yep.
These entry burns are a lot brighter than you would think they are.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
There it is, the entry burn.
Wow. Yep.
That's from shore.
Yeah. Wow. And there we go.
Shutdown.
All right. So, Alex, when should we see that landing happening? About what time? T plus, when should we be seeing that landing?
It's usually around 8 minutes after liftoff. Let me check the exact number because it varies sometimes here and there. 8 minutes and 25 seconds after launch. So a minute and a half from now.
Great. And then as you can see there on that timeline from SpaceX, SECO 1 second stage engine cutoff 1 will come pretty soon after
that.
Wow. You can see that heating as it comes back through the atmosphere.
Yep. 13 kilometers and going fast. Also slowing down fast, you can see now.
Yeah. It hits the denser parts of that atmosphere.
Yep. Using the atmosphere to slow itself down.
Now, assuming the skies are clear out where it's landing, I think we might see one of my favorite shots, one of my favorite Falcon booster landing shots, and that's of whenever you see the landing bird start and then you can barely see the drone ship in the water beneath it. You can see it just slowly come into view. Really gives you a sense of
Stage 2
how impressive it is to land on one of those drone ships out there.
Oh, you can see the light of the drone ship.
Yep.
Should be coming up on that landing burn.
There it is.
There it is. Oh, jinx. Through the clouds. Look at that. So cool.
Wait to see a short fall of gravitas. There's that camera from the drone ship.
Landing leg deploy.
There's those landing legs. And touchdown.
Landing confirmed.
Beautiful.
That looks like a bullseye.
Yeah, that looked really good on the dot. Now standing by for second engine cutoff 1. See that second stage engine cut off here shortly. Yep, there it is.
There it is.
And with that, a new batch of Starlink satellites are on their way to provide some internet.
Yeah, there's still another burn that needs to be performed, but that's going to be like 50 minutes from now. We're not going to be covering that, of course. But, you know, they're going to be doing all of the updates on social media as usual.
Yeah. There you can see an empty Slick 40. Finally getting that Falcon off the pad. I know, Alex, this was what? Its third launch attempt?
Yeah, finally. I was here for the first 2 attempts yesterday and the other day as well. And we finally have that launch off the ground. Whew. Okay, now let's get Crew 10 on Friday.
Yeah. Now, of course, I know some people might be joining and thinking, okay, what about that 24-hour rule? In case you missed it, it came out like right before launch. Crew 10 is now launching on Friday, March 14th at 7:03 p.m. Eastern. So no worries about that 24-hour rule there. You can see Falcon 9 and Dragon Endurance on the pad. There are 4 astronauts sitting on top of that Falcon 9 there for a while earlier, but unfortunately, no launch today. An issue with the issue with that hydraulic system on the ground kept them from launching. But skipping tomorrow due to some weather issues downrange in the abort corridor. So now they're going to try for Friday.
And we're going to have now replays of that launch, of that Starlink 12-21 launch. So stay tuned.
Oh, yeah. Max, do I have you back?
I sure hope so, Hagen. How do you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. How was it?
You know, it's been a minute since we've seen a launch get off the ground here in Florida. So it feels good to be back in business, even though Crew did not get off the ground tonight. This Starlink has been itching to get up for a few days now, and there are more to come. But good to know that we have a road forward with Crew 10 on Friday afternoon. But it was good to finally see this Starlink get off the ground tonight, and what spectacular weather we have for it. So it feels good to be back in business.
Yeah, I know the skies looked really clear. Were you shooting any shots tonight or anything like that?
One was getting stills, and one was shooting slow-mo 4K 120 footage that I may or may not release because it is very hazy tonight, and the haze just looks like the rocket is out of focus, but I promise it's not. But I might release it. I might not. This is more so just getting some stuff for the archive and testing some more camera settings. But I have a 1200 millimeter lens on rent until tomorrow afternoon. However, with Crew pushing to Friday, I may extend it by a couple days. But the point of that lens was to get a lunar transit with Crew today. Unfortunately, that was not the case because of that hydraulic issue. But I'm sure there will be future opportunities. But I'm just glad to see Falcon 9 getting back off the ground and having a successful landing.
Yeah, and it's good you mentioned that lens there, because we did get a question earlier about, what are your favorite cameras and lenses using for capturing launches, if you can answer that one real quick.
Really quick, I love my Canon R5, and I'm looking to get an R5 Mark II in the future. Jack and I have fallen madly in love with the Canon RF 600mm f4 lens, and also the 1200 f8 lens, which is basically just the 600 with a built-in 2x teleconverter, which you can then convert 2 more times to 2400 millimeters. So the R5 paired with any big piece of Canon telephoto glass is an absolute weapon to photograph or capture footage of rockets with. But at the moment, it remains with the R5.
That's a fantastic camera. Jack's let me play around and use his for some stuff, and yeah, it's an amazing camera for really anything, but I'm partial to the rocket launches it shoots, so yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, here we go.
Replays.
We got one of these replays now. This is from Fleet Cam, I believe. We're going to see that skylight up here in a second. As we watch this Falcon 9 launch off of Slick 40. Waiting. I can see the lightning tower lights flashing in it.
Kevin, did you pull the wrong time on this replay? Kevin. Oh, dear.
We zoomed in?
Are we zoomed in? Is this Fleet Cam 2? Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Let there be
sometimes
light.
when you select the place on the timeline, it just doesn't want to be at that place. So
what you're saying is user error.
I mean, yes, but I'm blaming the software.
Fair.
Beautiful shot there. Max, has it gotten old yet? Seeing these fly?
You know, the pre-launch has definitely become something we've gotten used to, and it has become, even though spaceflight as a whole, especially with Falcon operations, it is not routine. But for us on the ground here, and from a coverage standpoint, it's become very. I would say I would go as far to say that it has become routine in the gear we set up, and in the way we set up our cameras, and the way we set up our streams. And sometimes in days like today, where I've been here since about 7:30 this morning, and for a scrubbed launch no less. But at the end of the day, once you see the sky light up and you see whether it be Falcon or Atlas or Vulcan or SLS or whatever get off the ground, every single bit of every single second of work that you've done that day previously just all becomes worth it. Man, this is just the nature of what we do. It strikes us to our core, and we love seeing it go every single time. And that feeling of liftoff and watching it ascend, that does not get old. I promise you.
Yeah, I don't think it would ever get old for me either. There you can see another one of our replays. I believe that's from the hut out there at the press site. So
looks like one of our robots.
Yep. Really does light up the whole sky.
It really is like an artificial sunrise with any Keralox engine or any other rocket that burns with solids. Quite the opposite with anything. With any rocket that's powered by either hydrogen or methane, as we've seen with Delta IV, and hopefully we are going to see with Starship soon at night, but also we have seen with Terran 1 and New Glenn from Blue Origin. Here we go. Hopefully this is my replay from over here at the press site. Hopefully this replay also has audio, so we will find out in just a moment.
Beautiful. You can definitely see that haze there.
100%. It is definitely there tonight.
Hopefully I didn't cut this one off, too.
I hope so, too, Kevin. Is there audio with this one, Kevin?
I see audio levels, and here they
There we
come.
go. Here it comes. Great to hear the rumble again.
Yeah, I need somebody to make like an album where every track is different rumbles from different rockets, and then make that an album, put it on Spotify, Apple Music, stuff, and then send it to me.
And then can we name that album Acoustic Energy?
Oh, that's so good. Okay, wait. Okay, Max, we might have to do this ourselves. I'll bring a mic in Florida.
I'm so down.
And then, we'll put it on Spotify and stuff, and then I'll listen to it while I study.
Excellent.
So.
I will join you.
Beautiful. See, it definitely looked a bit more blue tonight with those clear skies out there. One of my favorite phases of flight there is as the pressure decreases, you can see the plume expand and turn blue and pink, and it's beautiful. Looks like it starts traveling in slow motion. So
yeah,
part
of this has to do with the camera's exposure. It does not do well when it is in the upper atmosphere and the exhaust is still really bright. I wish it would expose better, and I'm working on the camera settings to do that, so it's not just all white. But yeah, it is still absolutely beautiful watching the exhaust expansion as it ascends further and further into thinner atmosphere. EJ, are you here? Hey,
is this really an EJ link that we have here?
Yeah, of course. What's up, chat? How you guys doing? Did you guys enjoy Starlink 1221? It's a good time.
That was a good time.
22 flights on that booster. Pretty good.
We've all had a good time today.
Yes. Me and Alex sat on, I'm also very tired. Me and Alex sat on stream for a while earlier.
Yep.
So Alex longer than me.
And it's also my third attempt here with
With this
Starlink.
launch.
I've been on the first 2 attempts, right? Yesterday and the other day as well. And now, hey, finally, at least it launched, right? And we got it in the bag. And, you know, come Friday, we're going to have that Crew 10 launch. Hopefully getting those 4 astronauts to the International Space Station. And, you know, relieving all of the Crew 9 crews as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, of course, that is one of our riders. I'm going to do it. Alejandro Alcantarilla Romera. How did I do, Alex?
Hey!
Nice.
I get the art.